Do you want to see my favorite card this holiday season? Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I am sharing a card project that is everything I want to do in a card. It's simple, it has a silhouette, it's simple. Did I mention it's simple? Sometimes everything comes together in a simple design, and today I'm going to share this and hopefully inspire you to find a single die cut and a small greeting that you can combine together in a very simple and elegant way. To see that card project, stick around. It's coming up next. Here are a look at a few of the products I'm going to be using today, and I am so excited to have this pointed Evergreens die because I feel like there's a lot you can do with a tree die, right? And I love just this minimal look and design. I love the size. This is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 panels. You can see how nicely that will fill the panel. I have an ink because I have an idea, and I think I'm going to be adding a little snow using my Amsterdam fluid ink today. And of course, a few other things as we go. So let's get started with a little bit of ink blending and snow flicking. The first thing I'm going to do is just add a little color to the bottom. Now, I actually just got a new glass surface to work on, so I'm going to see how this works. This is new for me. I also got a white one. I don't know, I got 2 of them because I'm going to see which works better. But here, all I want to do is just sort of do this darkening. And you know what? This might not be dark enough. I might need a darker ink. But I want to add a little bit to the base of this panel. Actually, now I'm starting to see it show up. See that? It's pale, and that is kind of what I want. Maybe I'll go up one more. Let me grab, well, I don't know. I actually kind of like that, so I'm going to keep going. All right. Now, the one thing I need to make sure that I do is to remember to wipe off the ink here because I can't see it. That's part of why I thought it might be kind of fun to have a white mat for certain things, but we'll see. Also, you know, maybe too, I do miss having my little rubber mat because it's hard for me to hold paper down. But that's really all I wanted to do, right? Just a little. In fact, here, let's wipe away this. Okay. Get that ink off that I can't see. I'm going to grab my other mat. Here's the thing. I am a fan of this mat because this is going to stick no matter what. And now, that's easier, it actually holds my paper. So even though I just can't do the whole hold that paper down because it just doesn't want to work for me. But this is good. Okay. And that's our base. Maybe come up a little on the sides. Isn't that pretty? This is going to work like that. Okay. Great. We're going to just let that sort of soothe in and, well, soothe. We're going to let that dry. I'm going to get my splatter box out. So I have my little Tim Holtz box here, and I have a brick that I use for this sort of thing. I'm going to shake this up. This is a really cool way to add snow. It's from Amsterdam. It's a liquid acrylic ink in titanium white. And it's a little hard to open sometimes because the paint, I never do a great job at cleaning it, but just put a little on a brick. Don't need much. Oh my gosh, it's so grungy. I really should try to clean this. Look, it's getting all over me. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Now I'm gonna wet my paintbrush down just a little bit here, okay? And we're gonna pick this up like that, and then we're just gonna tap on some snow like that. I love fan brushes for this. I think they do a really nice job of giving sort of that nice light splatter. Not pretty. Oh, forgive me. Still learning where the camera is. All right. And if I want to do more, I could, you know, I can make this really snowy, but I think this is good. We're getting a nice amount like that. And isn't that pretty? There we go. Now we have just a lightly snowy panel, and I think that looks so pretty. I'm going to set this aside so it can dry, and we'll go ahead and die cut some trees and come up with a greeting. All right, my pink tape is in a room where someone is sleeping, so I'm going to grab a little of this fun, isn't this a fun little Brutus Monroe tape? It's a little low-tack tape, a little rainbow. I'm going to see, and I don't know, I'm going to get this as close to the side as possible to see if I can get two out of this sheet. I might be able to, so let's pop this on, right? We're going to pick this up, and we're going to run it through. Let's see if that works, and then we can get another one going. All right. Oh, it's just so delicate. Isn't that cute? All right, let's poke this out. Oh, it cuts beautifully. Oh, love it. All right. Trees are beautiful, magical things. Oh, so cute. Okay. Oh, that almost looks like a little heart right there. Okay, picking you up like that. You know, sometimes I have to use my little blade. This is what happens with these plates. Once they start to get a lot of cuts in them, your die cuts can stick a little, so you want to be careful. You could use a butter knife or a palette knife, but I love this plate sandwich because it doesn't bend the way other plates bend, and I learned this from Jennifer McGuire. I am going to, well, let's see, can I fit another? I think so. Look at me being spatially aware. Yes, okay. Love when I can get a twofer. So I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to actually do a third as well. So let me get all these cut out so we can glue them together. I'm going to use my spray glue, and I'm going to take two of the trees, and there's a right side, right, and an upside down, which you can pretty easily tell. And I'm going to add a little spray glue to the backs, and I always keep one pair of tweezers for gluey stuff. It's just a, you know, it's just a thing. And then we're going to glue it on top of this layer. So shake it up, hold my breath. Make sure it's flowing. Like that. And now let's move this out of the way. Pick up one of my gluey trees. Right, line this up to the best of our ability. I think I'll start, well, oh wait, let's go the right side. There we go. That's going to make more sense. I feel like if I start over here, let go with the sticky, just kind of work my way around a little bit like that. It can be tricky. You know, these are not, when you have a big multi-pronged die, it can be a little tricky. I've gotten a lot better at doing this. It's taken a while. It has taken a while. I still mess up, and you know what? It's just paper, and you can die cut and start over. Isn't that a beautiful thing? All right, let's just go there this time. Let go with the stickies, and then you don't have a lot of wiggle room with liquid glue or with spray glue. You do with liquid. So sometimes that's nice, but you know what I keep forgetting about? I keep forgetting that I have this wonderful product, and it would have been great for this. It's an Altenew double-sided sticky that works really well with die cuts. So I need to put that out in the open where I don't forget. But here, we're going to press that down and let that adhere. So now we have this beautiful little stacked tree. It has some dimension to it. And this is going to be going on top of our card. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so pretty. Okay, I have to think now about my greetings. So let me noodle about this for just a second. So when I have something that is this beautiful, and I am going to trim this down just a little bit. In fact, why don't I do that real quick? Let me grab a die. I think now that this is dry enough, I'm going to trim it down. Let's see if I can go to this one. And this is, what is the measurement on this? 3.5 by 5. Okay, this is 3.5 by 5. No, you know what? That's giving too much of a crop. Sometimes you have to let those die cuts breathe. So let's look at 3. Is that 3 3/4 by 5? I think it is. I am going to trim this and I'm going to preserve as much of this base as I can. So let me cut that real quick off camera and then we'll proceed with the greeting. That is what I want. So I'll set that aside, put my layer dies away for now. And now I'll show you the space that this takes up, okay? I feel like a card like this, and I'm going to put this on a white note card, it needs the most minimal of greetings. It needs no real contrast. I think what I'm going to do is take this little scrap of paper and I am going to either stamp peace or hope. I want a one-liner, like just so simple, but I think a little piece right there would be beautiful. So let me get my Misty to get set up for some stamping. We're gonna pop this in here and I'm just gonna hold it down with the magnet. And, oh, it's very blown out here, but trust me, you'll be able to see it in a minute. I'm gonna grab the one little greeting here. I'm gonna do peace. I just think this is so elegant and simple. And we're gonna put it right here, the piece, because I'm gonna cut it with a sentiment label die. So it doesn't matter if it's straight or not. Let me grab my powder tool and I'll pick this up like that. Position, and I'll bring in anti-static powder. Kind of go over that a little. And it doesn't, I'm only gonna stamp this once, so I hope I don't mess it up, and I can just stamp it again. But I'm going to prime this a little because I have not used this. And all I'm going to do is take a little Versamark. Oh, I don't even have a piece of paper folded. Hang on. Get my little paper over here, get it ready. I just, all new things here, right? I'm just getting everything sorted out. Okay, now let's ink this up. I'm just going to do it in silver because then it's going to be nice and cool. And if this, I can stamp this a couple times, like I said, meaning separate. I don't want to do it more than once because I don't even think I need my little Debbie tool, but we'll just let it transfer. I'm not even putting that much pressure on it. Just going to go like that. I'm going to get my little, and we'll see. I'll flip it. Like I said, flip it good if it doesn't work. Now, set you aside, bring in my little catch, and I'm going to use some of this Simon Says Stamp Ultra Fine Silver, really nice silver powder. Where did I can't even see it. There we go. Okay. That looks good. All right. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of brushing away, but that's okay. We'll do that. Let's funnel this back in. And I'm gonna bring in my Swiffer, because when I'm using colored powders of any kind other than white, I do like to wipe my catch down as well. And I change it out, but we're just gonna do that. Like that, and get this all off my mat. I'm just gonna brush away a little extra powder. It was a little clingy, maybe because I had been running it through my die cut machine, but definitely more powder than I'm used to seeing. But we're just gonna brush it away like that. Okay, I think that'll be fine. Like that, and it's just nice and shiny now, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out with one of my sentiment, let's see, get in there. I'm gonna cut this out with one of my sentiment label dies, and we'll get ready to put the card together. Just want to show you, I have the piece. Well, let's see here. Let's get it framed out properly and just tape that into place. And I'll go ahead and trim this out. All right, then once this is trimmed this way, I'll bring out my little baby trimmer because I always just do this with my trimmer, but the baby trimmer I love. Just gonna line the first letter up on the little nubby guard. Make sure that's in there straight and cut. Then I flip it and do the same thing for the other side. And that gives me a nice greeting strip that's perfectly trimmed from side to side. So that's ready for my card. For my note card, of course, I'm going to do a white USA2. So we'll score it right here at 5.5. Then a nice score. Then I will take this and use my Teflon bone folder to give it a nice press. Oh, I was going on the wrong side. There we go. Going to take the backers off of the panel here. And let's see if I can get this lined up. Also, this nail polish that I'm wearing just left a little mark. This is it's a shimmer, and I guess shimmers come off. You gotta be careful here. I am going to see if I can line this up without standing up. That looks good. That looks good. All right, so we've got our nice framing margin space, and now I am going to use liquid glue on the tree because I want the tree, I want to be able to, you know, just have a second to move it around. So I'm just going to put little dots of Gina K Connect glue all around the tree to hold it down. All right. Okay. Now I'm just going to hover this over here and pop it in the center like that. I think that looks good. Oh my gosh. It's literally like, I almost don't even want to put a greeting on. That's how much I love the simplicity of this, but press this down with a brick. Give that glue a second, right? Let's put this on here. Also, I'm obsessed with this cardstock. I recently did my first ever haul video, and this is the color Surf from Simon Says Stamp. And I'll be sure to link that video up here in a card if you want to check it out. But I didn't have this color. I'd never, there's a few colors I don't have. And so I need to keep an inventory. How many of you keep craft inventories? Meaning like like a spreadsheet. I keep an inventory for nail polish to make sure I don't accidentally buy the same one twice. But yeah, that's a story for another day. All right, I've got the same foam square depth on the back. This is still the Alta Nu. I just cut it in half. And all I'm gonna do is just offset. I don't think I want it to be in the center. I think I just want it to be right. Gosh, this shouldn't be hard. It's not. Just off to the side like this. Just like that. So simple. Let me get my ruler just to make sure I am straight. There's so little going on here, right? But I think I got it straight. Yeah, that looks straight. And look at that. Isn't that just so fun? So this is a very subtle, I could have gone a little darker down there, but I still like it. And then of course you have the snow. Oh, I do love this so much. And I could put some silver sequins on it. I don't think it needs it, but let's see how it looks. We can always say no. I actually think that's really nice, right? It's simple. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. All right, let's get our tray out of the way. A little liquid glue, and let's add these. Boop. Boop. Right there in the center, like it was waiting for a boop. I still think that little shape there reminds me of a heart. Isn't that cute? Wonder if that was on purpose. You never know. And the last little tiny friend. Boop. And that is my finished card project. I feel like this is my favorite holiday card so far. I mean, we've got that little sparkle, right? And the fun thing about this is from a design standpoint, right? We've got an odd number of sequins. We've got repetition with silver because I used the silver powder, right? So that's a nice visual connection. We have, of course, white die cut, white framing margin, and the little bits of white snow throughout. Again, it's very subtle. You could have gone a lot more snowy than I did, but look at how fun that is. Oh, I hope this inspires you to, take a single wintry die cut that you love and make a very simple card. The steps for this were not all that difficult, and I love how this turned out. You can find links to all of the supplies I used in today's video in the YouTube description box if you want to learn more about any of the products. I'd love to have you become a subscriber to my channel, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and I will see you in the next video. Here are a few more wintry cards that you might want to check out. I've got them linked below in the thumbnails, and I will see you in those videos.